Yeah, 36% approval for Trump from the Reuters Ipsos poll.
Oh.
He's at new lows with foreign policy, the economy, and the cost of living.
41 points underwater on an issue, people. Bin Laden would have better numbers on the economy. I mean, it's 41% underwater on cost of living definitionally means that this is an issue that is cut into not only Democrats and independents, but deep into the Republican base.
And you'll notice one of the talking points that they're bringing up a lot right now is it's tax season, if you didn't know. And people are getting their returns back, and some people are getting sizable returns. But that doesn't seem to be offsetting the crisis in the polling.
Right.
My guess, and we talked about this a while ago, is that when people get these returns, they're going to pocket them because they don't have any other choice. They can't go and spend this money frivolously, so they gotta hold on to it.
Yeah, and people are nervous right now, and rightly so.
And this is the graph from the Reuters Ipsos poll. You can see there's a major spike in disapproval.
Gee, I wonder what happened at that big dip in approval and that big spike in disapproval. Would it be a war of choice and a land war in Asia?
Yeah, it's just there's no good options. Like, Trump has to back off if he wants to save his skin.
Yep.
But he can't. He's not capable of backing off because they've said they've already won.
Right.
All this bravado. We've already won. We've bombed the shit out of them. We've destroyed.
They want me to become the supreme leader.
He's going to control the Straits of Hormuz. I mean, it's just madness. And it every time they say we've won, we've bombed the shit out of them, they're done. They have no navy, no missiles, blah blah blah. The fact that the war goes on when they say they've won just keeps cracking at the foundation of everything they're saying, and all the bravado in the world. It's not going to save. It's not going to save them. And they can wriggle out. They can try, but what they say.
Andrew, as you and I have talked about a lot, the centerpiece, the main pillar of Donald Trump's support, the core of MAGA. If there's a white hot core of MAGA, it's non-college men.
Right.
And even among non-college men and among men overall, he has taken a global beatdown.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of these guys, I would say a good portion of these non-college men are sort of the America First crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And they see this as a wasteful, stupid, just a complete waste of money and time, and lives for that matter. And he promised not to do this. He promised he wouldn't do it. He swore up and down, and these people believe that. Now, say what you will.
Andrew, don't you think that a part of it is these non-college white men in particular, that demographically there's a good chance a lot of them served during the 2003 to 2021 window,
right?
And that
or
demographically,
or
demographically now their kids are serving,
right?
Like higher likelihood than average that their kids are serving. So I just find, I mean, Trump has always had a really good sense of like keeping the core of the base together, and I think he's lost it.
I think he has. I mean, Trump has been, he's been in decline for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think the mania of this whole thing, he has set up his presidency in a way, and I'm stealing a phrase here, in a way that, it's the narcissist dream where everybody comes to you and says, "You're so right all the time, sir. Here's what we should do. You can do this to save your polling numbers, to distract from Epstein, all this stuff." And he has lost touch with the real world in such a significant way that even if he wanted to bring these people back in, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to do it because people are telling him. Pete Hegseth is telling him, "We're winning. We're destroying Iran. We've set the whole country on fire. We've already won." And that's just madness, just plain madness.
I'm going to say it till I'm dead. They cannot beat us in the air. They cannot beat us on the water. We cannot beat them on a ground war in Iran. These guys are the masters of the IED. They're in a mountainous country. Folks, there are two graveyards of empires Persia and Afghanistan. And they are neighbors. There's a reason. This will not go like we think it's going to go. They will, and there's no, the irony is now a free Iran, which was, by the way, let's remember the very first night Trump goes out in his funeral hat and he says, "Rise up, people of Iran, take your government back." Well, that will never happen now.
No,
that's over. That's never going to happen. Iran is going to be a prison for its people for 100 freaking years.
Yeah.
Because of Trump.
Because of Trump. This is, I've said this before, it's the most consequential thing he's done. It's the most consequential mistake of his political career. But we have not reached the, that slow stream of flag draped coffins that are going to destroy this administration.
Yep.
That will be Trump's legacy. He will never escape it
Nope.
till his dying day. I mean, the history books are going to say Trump got us into a war with Iran that we couldn't get out of. And that's it.
Yep.
It's not going to be the triumphal arc. It's not going to be the Trump Kennedy Center that's his legacy.
Nope.
It will be a slow but steady trickle of flag draped coffins that come home when he tries this ground invasion. It is
so awful.
Such a bad idea. Such a bad idea.
And, I got to tell you, I will tell a slight tale out of school right now. And a lot of our audience are not going to be fans of George W. Bush, and okay. And a lot of our audience are fans of Barack Obama, and okay. George W. Bush put us into that theater in Iraq and Afghanistan after 9/11. We can all debate all those things. But I'll tell you something that George W. Bush and Barack Obama had in common. And I may tear up on this because this is very emotional for me. Without a fanfare, without a press pool, a lot of late nights, a lot of weekend nights, George Bush and Laura Bush would go out to Walter Reed and visit with these badly injured troops. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama carried forward the same tradition. That motherfucker will never do that. I promise you, Donald Trump will never make himself go out there and comfort a burned or wounded or dying soldier.
He has nothing but
never
disdain
do
for
it.
his people. He had nothing but disdain, and then that's his.
He hates them. He thinks they're poor, and he hates them. He thinks they're dirty, and he hates them.
And putting 10,000 troops on the ground. I mean, what is this going to cost? Not just in terms of a cash amount. I mean, what are we giving away here with putting all these troops on the ground? It's just
we're telling the world that China's a better ally. We're telling the world that we're going to do something dangerous, foolhardy, stupid, and reckless, and then we're going to back out when it turns wrong. This is the human toll of this is going to be extraordinary. And by the way, folks, we're not hearing about the human toll right now. They're not reporting casualties right now. And as I said on the other show last night on the breakdown, in the first Gulf War, more young American men and women were killed in the dangerous operations of the military than in actual combat. Being on an aircraft carrier is dangerous as shit.
Not safe.
Working on an air base is dangerous. Working with military vehicles is dangerous. Young men and women die all the time of car accidents.
Yeah.
Look, listen. The biggest single day casualty during the Gulf War was that a boat collapsed in the Haifa harbor, and we lost 19 sailors that day. It wasn't in combat. It was just that things are dangerous.
Right.
And we're not hearing anything. They're not saying boo. They haven't reported a death or a casualty or injury in 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I think that's
because
scandal.
they're covering it up.